Hi guys, today I'm going to show you how to make a brushstroke cake, and I made this into a peacock design, but you can do any design with this technique. So for this one, I'm using buttercream frosting, and I just put on the cake board turntable thing just so the cake won't slide. For this cake, I'm using chocolate cake, which I made a video on previously, and you can find it by clicking in the upper right hand corner. And I just put some buttercream in between and kept stacking chocolate cake. You can also level the cake if you want to. I just decided not to because I didn't really feel like it. Leveling the cake just helps it be more flat, so when you're done stacking, the cake won't look like a dome on top. I also recommend freezing your cake layers before frosting them. I didn't freeze these, but it just helps if your cake layers are chilled but not completely frozen. And if you want a video on how to do this, I can definitely make one. And then I just took some buttercream and did a crumb coat. And it helps to get a really nice crumb coat so that when you're doing your second layer, it's a lot easier and you won't see bumps or crumbs in the second layer of frosting. So I like to get it really smooth first. And then I put it in the fridge for about 20 minutes or longer. And after the cake was in the fridge for a while, and it was firm to the touch, I added my second layer, and for this color of frosting I did a few drops of blue and a little bit of green to get that peacock color. And if you want to know how to frost a cake, I can also make a video on that. Just let me know in the comments. And another trick that I do is take my bench scraper and go around the turntable to get all the leftover frosting, which I find is a lot easier than using a paper towel. And then I let the cake chill in the fridge for a while, and while it was sitting in the fridge, I started working on the brushstroke part. So I took some white chocolate chips and melted it in the microwave. And make sure that you stir in 30-second intervals so that you don't end up burning the chocolate and it doesn't make a mess and stuff. And you want to get a figure 8 consistency, so you can make a figure 8 with the chocolate, and you can add any coloring that you want. I'm adding some blue just for the peacock feathers. But you also want to make sure that when you're working with this, you don't want to leave it out for too long because then it starts to dry and harden up. And another trick is you can put some underneath your parchment paper so that the parchment paper will stick. And for making the feathers, I did it in this, I just took some chocolate and smoothed it out. It wasn't super hard, you just want to make sure you get the right shape. And then I took some green and put it on for those things that feathers have. I have no idea what they're called. And you can easily lift it off of the parchment paper. And to put it onto the cake, you need to be really gentle because these things are super delicate, they break really easily, so that's why I made a lot of extra too. And what I did was I just slowly started to move it into the cake. I didn't just stab it in, I guess. I just you can see I'm kind of moving left to right until it's kind of firm into the cake. And this is how you put it on top, but you can also put it on the side by putting some frosting on the back of it and then attaching it to the cake. And so this is how mine looked. So that was the brushstroke part, and this cake felt kind of plain to me, so I wanted to add something on the sides. And I found this design on Google that was these swirl things that you see I'm doing. And it kind of gave me peacock vibes, so I decided to go with it. And I'm going to be honest with you, it was really hard to pipe this design, especially because it was on the side of the cake. So I kept messing up and I had to take the frosting off and redo it. But later I just kind of got the hang of it, so it just takes a few tries to get the hang of it. But it becomes easy after a while. Also, I don't know why, but it just felt like I was drawing fancy C's and S sideways and diagonal and I don't know, they just look like letters to me and not swirls. But anyways, this is how the fancy SC swirl things came out. And after that, I wrote happy birthday because this was a birthday cake, and I decided to do fancy lettering for this because I don't know if peacock vibes make sense, but these letters give me peacock vibes. And then I finished it off with this really long Y, which kind of looked like a smile to me. And then I felt like it needed a border, so I added a shell border on the bottom, and yeah, that was the final cake. Please comment down video ideas that you want me to do, and if you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe. Have a great day!